Eric Bieniemy, as we all know, longtime assistant with the Chiefs, and we're all wondering, why isn't this guy getting a head coaching job? And because normally a guy who's a coordinator or integral in the offensive install, because again, Andy Reid always has that menu in front of him, but an integral member of the offensive install of a championship team normally gets an opportunity at head coaching jobs. And again, the Washington football team / Commanders gave him an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator, a play caller, a man in charge. And the thing that I was telling everybody when he got this gig is you best not be thin-skinned or sensitive around this man. Eric Bieniemy tells you what time it is every second of the day. I will never forget. I bring it up all the time, so I'll repeat myself. Adrian Peterson.
Peterson.
Soon to go in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Has he formally retired yet?
Good question. Yeah. Adrian Peterson.
I think he is.
When he was on the Minnesota Vikings and being the dominant guy that we all know him to be or have been, we went behind the scenes. And Eric Bieniemy was a running backs coach lighting him up. And we saw that in the feature. And I turned to Marshall Faulk. And I looked at him. And he knows, because we would frequently communicate without saying words. He knew what I was thinking. And he just started laughing and nodding his head. And I'm like, is that, like, what's up with that? And he goes, that's Bieniemy. He will light you up. That's what he does. And apparently that's what he's doing with Washington Commander players. Ron Rivera saying today that players have come up to him and basically said, essentially, talk to him.
Yeah, WTF, right? Bro.
Like, can you talk to our coach here? Why is this guy
screaming at me?
And Ron Rivera, I mean, this is one of the top stack items on every website right now. That Ron Rivera is saying today that players are, quote unquote, concerned by Eric Bieniemy's intensity. And it's just like, well, I guess they didn't talk to people around the league, when he came in. And Rivera said, I have a number of guys come to me and I said, hey, just go talk to him. I said, understand what he's trying to get across to you as they go and they talk and they listen to him. It's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. Enlightening is, sometimes when you take a lighthouse light and just shine it on a piece of paper that you need to see something on. Like, that will burn a hole, and he's burning holes. And Eric Bieniemy was asked about this today, and the third person alert,
oh geez,
is on.
I'm always going to be loud, and I'm always going to be vocal. I'm always going to demand from our leaders. But on top of that, I'm watching everything. Okay, body language, how we're addressing the huddle, how we're getting up to the line of scrimmage, how we're presenting ourselves. Those things are important because you got to send a message to the defense. And so I want our guys to clearly understand that we're not taking anything for granted. So when it's all said and done with, do I spend time with players? Yes. You guys have been here. You see me pull players over to the side and have long discussions with them, just so we're all always on the same page. So Eric Bieniemy is who he is, okay? Eric Bieniemy knows how to adapt and adjust. Eric Bieniemy is a tough, hard-nosed coach. But also understand, I'm going to be their biggest and harshest critic, but I'm also their number one fan because I got their back and I'm going to support them at all times.
So we'll see if it works. Okay. Again, 21st century individuals don't take to that sort of hard-edged coaching. Man, Mahomes can. Mahomes also.
You should leave it at that. You got the best player in the NFL who was able to deal with it, and they won. So maybe you should go, if Mahomes could take it, they became champions.
Well, Andy Reid was also the one who sat next to him sitting on top of the Gatorade jug while Mahomes went back to the bench when he was a young kid. I'm sure Bieniemy was in his ear, but I'm sure Andy Reid's like, I got this. Rivera is a defensive guy. He's handing it off to Bieniemy and the rest of the offensive staff with Sam Howell. And as you know, with Sam Howell, if this is a coach that puts your hair on fire, there's a lot of it for Sam.
You know, Sam
It's like kindling on top.
Rich, Sam actually cut his hair. I just saw a picture.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
We got to update. Then we got to update. Then they got to go to the NFL with their official headshots and get a new one. We got to get a new one
on the side. I saw it on
let's go.
Friday. Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
I think
We got to update it.
I think Washington's going to be on the clock soon.
See, this is why you're perfect for Overreaction Monday. I mean,
Of course you do.
dude, McLaurin and the rest of the team.
So what?
They have a ton of weapons, and this is a coordinator who knows how to employ. The question is, can he do the play calling in the middle? Like Reid did much of the play calling. I think that's an obvious development here, and the Commanders are the ones who giving Eric Bieniemy this shot, and he clearly is who he is. And we will see if this young quarterback will take to it, because it is a baptism, and there is a fire, and he's bringing the fire. And here we go. And this is going to be a full-on conversation for Ron and every single one of them if they do not perform well early on in the season or midway through. And they have a decisively, hands down, winnable game in the mind's eye of so many football fans. I guarantee you, again, this is something that, let's just say, is a dicey thing for me to discuss on NFL Network. Even though rules have changed a little bit, I'll discuss it here. You take a look at the Week 1 schedule. What's the name of that show that Jeff Probst hosted for all those years?
Survivor.
Okay, yeah. Let's just say, okay. And what do you do when you go swimming in somebody's backyard? You jump in a
pool.
Okay, let's just say you put those two things together.
Yes, sir.
And you have to choose a team that you believe is going to win.
Now you're speaking my language.
In Week
Rich.
1.
Week 1.
Tell me, outside of the Ravens at home against Houston.
That's going to be a 90% pick.
Tell me Ravens at home against Houston. Outside of that, you want to get cute. What are you looking at?
Minnesota home against Tampa.
What else are you looking at?
Well, you're looking at Washington home against Arizona.
Bingo.
Colt McCoy situation.
Bingo was his name-o. And so I'm saying that's a Week 1 where everybody, certainly in the Mid-Atlantic, the new owner, Magic Johnson, will be there. Okay? And that's a dub. They struggle putting points on the board. It's already going to be on and cracking before they go visit Denver, home for Buffalo, at Philadelphia. They best go 1-0. That's all I'm saying. And again, these are the way lids get on a boiling pot. But to sit here and say they're on the clock, I will not say that. Let's see what Eric Bieniemy does. He is clearly one of the guys who isn't touchy-feely. He's old school. And Rivera has brought him in and given him an opportunity with a heck of a car, although driven by a first-time driver. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.